ready.
It's on.
Okay. Hi there, all you cool cats and kittens. Today we're going to learn about the anesthesia machine, how to give a breath, how to turn on oxygen, and all the stuff that goes in between. So first I wanted to do some terminology. So right here, we have where you have your oxygen. Currently the oxygen is turned off, so you see that the ball is all the way down on the bottom. So if we want to turn oxygen on, you're going to go to your tank. You know that the oxygen is off for two reasons. You have the needle all the way at the 0, and that when you press this button right here, the O2 flush, when you press it, nothing happens. So we're going to turn it on. And you can hear it most of the time, turn on. You have your needle up here. You always want to make sure that before you do a surgery, you have enough oxygen to complete the surgery. When you go back to your flush, you have the needle that shows that it's on this machine here, or on the oxygen tank rather. This here, if you hear that noise, then your oxygen is on. So this is how we turn oxygen on. This is how we turn it off. So when you see the ball moving, you know that your oxygen is on. You don't want to ever twist this really hard and make all the oxygen fly out, and you never want to twist this down really hard because you can actually break this. These are sensitive. Over here we have the isoflurane. So this button right here goes up and down. In order, you can't turn it unless you press this white button. When you press this white button, you can turn it. 5 to off, and then we're still on, but you'll hear it click when it turns off. Now we have the iso gas right here. You have the full and you have the empty. So you can kind of jiggle it and you can see this line right here. That's where our iso level is. In order to add iso, you just lift up here and you pour your iso very carefully into here. It does evaporate quickly, so you can't leave this open. You don't want to breathe that in because you can experience some negative side effects. So now on this part here, we have the rebreathing and the non-rebreathing. So what does that mean? The rebreathing is connected to this part right here. This is made for dogs and cats that are over a certain weight range. It depends on doctor how big you want this to be, but we typically say if it's over 15 pounds, we'll use the rebreathing. The non-rebreathing is for this thing here. This is for the little creatures, less than 15 pounds, and we connect it with the different tubes. So the tubes look very similar, but they are very important because if I wanted to use right now the rebreathing machine for my 50-pound pit bull that I'm going to assist in a spay with, this machine is what I need. However, it's connected to the non-rebreathing. So I'm going to intubate this patient. If it's on this, I would intubate this patient and I would not have flow from my machine. So you need to make sure that you go to the rebreathing if you are going to use the rebreathing, and you're going to switch it to non-rebreathing if you're going to use the rebreathing. Over here we have our SodaSorb. SodaSorb is cool because once you use it, it will start turning purple, and I don't think there's any purple on this right now, so you can't really see that aspect. But once these little pellets change from white to purple, that means that you need to change it. Once it gets to a decent amount where it's purple, you need to change this out. In order to change this out, you unscrew it here very carefully. Make sure that you have your hand on this, if not, it'll fall out. So these are what the pellets look like. You need to refill these pellets, and you got this big screw here that goes right into this thing here. So if you want to take the camera and put it underneath here, it's really important because this can be a pain in the butt. We saw recently this wasn't adhered properly. So this goes up here. So there are this separator here needs to go on this separator here, and then you have your little inlets right here. So if you have it like this, and you screw it on, it's going to screw on, but it's not going to be in properly. So you need to make sure that you are lined up, you push it up, and then you screw it back down on here. Make sure your hand is on the bottom of it the whole time, or else it will fall and shatter and break, and it's a pain in the butt to replace. So this is now screwed on here. Then we have our bag. Our bags need to be connected either here for the rebreathing or here for the non-rebreathing. So we're gonna continue to use the rebreathing for our hypothetical 45-pound spay or 50-pound, whatever I said earlier. This goes here. So that is it for the, what's the word? the machine. Now let's figure out how to use it. That'll be on another video, I think.